Well, hey, today I want to show you how to make scalloped potatoes. Um, they're actually very easy, and I'm working with, these are just a little bit warm. I made this because I want to show you what it looks like, without making you wait, because it did take about 25 minutes in the oven. So, and I'm wearing my glasses right now, trying to, have a ability to see what you're looking at. This has actually cooled off, but that's the gist of it. And it's delicious. Okay. That's going to be my lunch. I'm going to make another ramekin like that one, using these two tiny parboiled potatoes from the other day. And the oven is preheating right now. So we need to butter the dish in advance. Done. I want to show you how easy it is to peel a parboiled potato as opposed to using a potato peeler. I'm just going to scrape the skin off with the butter knife. You could use a spoon if you prefer. This one, for some reason, is actually being a little bit stubborn, but one of the things I like about working with the parboiled potatoes is that they're easier to peel, they're easier to cut, and they cook faster. And they brown and crisp better than trying to accomplish those things with raw potato cooked various ways. Oh, and while I'm doing this, yesterday, I used my cell phone camera to make the video, and I got a unwanted phone call in the middle of taking the video. So it cut the video for making French fries in half. So that's a little bit rough if you go to watch that. I do think that potatoes are a staple in a lot of people's diet. Obviously not if you're on Atkins or keto. But even as carbs go, potatoes are pretty good ones. I think, other than phase 1 Atkins, you can get away with a little bit of potato now and then. They're so delicious so many different ways. Okay, so there's that, peeled. I'm using a sharp knife mostly to get clean cuts, but this potato potato is like splitting. So this is basically a potato and cheese casserole. So I'm just gonna lay out the slices in this dish so that I can season the potatoes. I looked around on the internet a lot, and I found a lot of different recipes being called gratin potatoes. I have always made mine very simple. I found recipes that included flour and making a cheese sauce and making a gravy and adding bacon. I've never done any of that. Okay, so I'm seasoning the potatoes with some pepper, a little bit of salt, not a whole lot because the cheese is salty, and a little grating of nutmeg because I think it's just an incredible flavor enhancer, and it also smells great. Just about everything is better with a little bit of nutmeg. It's very much a favorite. So that is it for the seasoning of the potatoes. Back to my ramekin, which you could use, you know, a 1 or 2 or 3 quart casserole. I just have no reason to make that much of anything. There's only me here to eat whatever I make, which is becoming a challenge because I'm trying to, load up some videos to get my channel going, and that means I have to eat the stuff eventually or throw it out. I kind of hate to waste food. So just a layer of potato, and you can use heavy cream or half and half, and I am using half and half because it's something I always have in the house for my coffee. And so because I'm using the half and half, and also because I love butter, I'm adding some dabs of butter to each layer, which I think makes it very yummy. But if you don't like that much decadence in your diet, you can leave that out. This is that little wedge of Parmesan that I bought at Walmart that I was not too thrilled with. It's just mediocre. Parmigiano Reggiano. Turns out they're not all the same. But yesterday I went to the Italian market and I bought some very good Parmesan, so I'm trying to kind of use up that old one. So it's a layer of Parmesan, Parmigiano Reggiano, and some grated cheddar, and then just a little dribble of half and half, as well as those pats of butter. Okay, and then you layer in more potatoes. I saw some recipes where people were saying to cut the potatoes into cubes, or people were saying to stack the potato slices in the dish this way. I've always just done slices like this, which I believe is the standard way to do this. So a hefty layer of Parmesan, scoops of butter, as much or as little as you think you want. I think it's a personal preference thing. And this is the end of my block of cheddar. I'm very happy to have used it all without any waste. Just a drizzle of half and half. I saw some recipes that called for a lot of either half and half or heavy cream, and I don't want to make soup. My intent on the cream is to sort of create a cheese sauce without, needing to melt butter on the stove, add flour to the butter, create a roux, add cream, blah, blah, blah. There's no need for, that's like, macaroni and cheese, but you're substituting the potato for the macaroni. So anyway, there's just no need for all of that. If you just layer these things together, pop it in the oven, the cheese melts, the cream bubbles. The potatoes are, I simmered them, parboiled. I simmered them for about 10 minutes. And they're pretty small potatoes, so they're pretty close to cooked. So this will go in the oven. I have a convection oven which defaults to 325, which I usually use. This one is fully cooked. I cooked this for about 25 minutes. It might take 30 or even 40 minutes in a standard, non-convection oven. I'm going to top this with a little pepper, just for good measure. So there you go. After 25 or 30 minutes in the oven, you have this effect. And if you want it to be more browned, just leave it in the oven a bit longer. I tend to not really follow recipes. I tend to not really measure ingredients. And I also determine the timing of the cooking, just based on, does it look done? Does it smell done? And then ultimately tasting it, does it taste done? So anyway, 25 minutes, 325 in convection oven got me to this point. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching.